I can remember it like yesterday when I started trading NASDAQ. Just new to the indexes world, to the stock market world. I came with the best technical strategy ever to approach the market and conquer these markets, just to make the leverage profits that are there. And of course, I made a lot of profits, but yet alone, I didn't realize that I was in for a surprise because my knowledge was only limited to technical analysis. And with that, I began to search on really how to improve my knowledge, but technical analysis was not the answer. I needed to learn true fundamentals, what moves the market, the why behind the movement. Of course, this was easy for me because when I was trading currencies, I was already trading fundamentals, news, so it was just an easy thing for me to transact. But how many of you today are stuck? You don't know why price is moving this way. You have searched, you have paid for the best strategy when it comes to technicals, but you don't have concept or rather context of price. And of course, this is why I'm actually doing this video, to be able to really show you what are the true NASDAQ fundamentals. So basically, if we really need to understand fundamental analysis, it is the process of breaking down the impact of political, economic, and social factors on the relative value of an asset. And of course, that is through identifying the primary factors of a currency's intrinsic value. And of course, that is when you and I are able to make well-defined decisions that really make us profits. And of course, we want to go to two websites. The first one that we want to go to is we want to go to NASDAQ.com. So you can just search that on your screen right now. And of course, we're going to be able to identify 3 NASDAQ primary factors. But I'm just taking the concept, then we go to the next app. So as you can see there, we have the earnings, and of course we have the dividends, and of course we have the stock splits. So let me just define it for you in terms of the earnings. The earnings are just simply the profit that the company produces in a specific time. When we're talking about the dividends, it is basically the divided portion of the earnings that the company decides to pay its shareholders. And of course, we have the stock split there. It is basically a corporate decision to increase the number of its outstanding shares by issuing out more shares to its shareholders. And also this is done in a way that it can make their shares affordable if they were too high for investors or small investors. And of course, why are we talking about this? Because these are the main engine that actually drive NASDAQ. But as you can notice, as we click on, you can see that actually the earnings there are not for NASDAQ companies. NASDAQ companies like Tesla are not appearing there because the NASDAQ.com only focuses on NASDAQ Composite Index. Of course, you're going to need to go back to our previous video to understand exactly what I'm saying. So we're going to go to what we call investing.com, okay? And of course, we're just going to open our app, okay? And I'm going to start recording this. We're going to open our app and you're going to go to where it says watch list. Okay, when you're on your watch list, we're going to go to, and we basically want to add 7 companies or top 7 companies. If you listen to my previous video, we spoke about that when we're trading the NASDAQ index, they basically work on what we call a weighted capital modification. So they focus on the best performing indices. That's why they are the top 100. But you and I, we don't want to look at top 100. We want to look at the top 7 that carry the most weight notification, okay, or modification rather. So as you can see there, I want you to add this if you have not done that. Create a watch list on your site, and after creating the watch list, you can just simply add the symbols. Okay, so as you can see, you can just search up the symbols that you see in there. We have Tesla, we have Amazon, we have Apple, we have Microsoft, we have Google, which is alphabet A, we have Meta, platforms, which is Facebook because it changed its name, and of course we have Netflix. So what I really need to understand from the primary factors is that there is what we call earnings, there's what we call dividends, and of course stock split. So we're gonna go to one of this, and I'm just gonna drive the concept, and we're gonna actually make you understand. So as you can see, we are on Amazon. I'm just taking one in order to show you the primary factor. So we want to go all the way here where it says overview, and you want to move it all the way to your right, and we want to go all the way where it says earnings. And as you can see on the earnings, we have dates and releases where this earnings report are released, and of course it shares us as well the revenue, which is basically the earnings, as well as the dividends, which here is referred to EPS, or the stock splits basically. So everything is modified into one. So what you ought to do and what you need to understand, as I just want to submit this to you, as we can see, the last 28 April there, we have the EPS and the revenue. So as you can see, we have the focus and the action. The focus is what the company anticipates the result will be, but the actual now, it is the actual result what it came out as due to some other factors. Okay, as you can see, the revenue there that came out was 116 billion, and of course, as you can see, the EPS, which stands for earnings per share, that was simply -7. Okay, -7. And why am I showing you this? Because when we go to our chart on NASDAQ, and we understand that Amazon is the largest company as well, as we go to the 28th of April, as we pin it out there, we can actually see that the market actually started dropping so much. Even till now, this is why it's dropping. So as a trader who's understanding fundamental analysis, we're able to see that through understanding what really happens with the primary drivers, we're able to make well-informed trading decisions. So this was gonna be a way to understand why is NASDAQ selling, why is it gonna sell, and it was able to really pinpoint an actual direction of the market. So you can always do this now on the next one that's coming up, which is gonna be the 28th of July. When the actual comes out, it's gonna be able to give you a real, fundamental direction of the market. It's giving you the value of the market, because technical analysis only presents the price, but of course, when it comes to fundamental, it actually gives you the value. For an example, if I go out shopping with my wife, and let's say we are just watching cars and just seeing the prices of cars, she may be excited, and let's say they show an A45 or any car, right? And they say, well, this is the actual price of the car, and she gets excited. Okay, so what I would do as her husband, I would basically first look at the kilos, look at the engine, how is it, in order to really measure the value. So the price is not the value. The price is just the retail price that we as traders are seeing, but the value is the underlying drivers, the primary drivers that give me the worth of the car. And it's with the very same manner. Fundamentals are able to give us the worth and the real value, the intrinsic value of the market, but of course, price action only just is limited to only the study of price. Of course, guys, what to do with this information each and every time before you sort of take a trade, especially when a new month comes in, is you actually want to go to your investing.com, check the EPS, check the revenue, what's really happening, what's really affecting this. And of course, you can also search other minor news that affect the markets, but we're going to talk about it on the next episode where we're talking about volatility, news trading. But right now we wanted to actually drive the narrative that fundamental trading brings you the reason, the why behind price, and of course we are able to make well-informed trading decisions. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, Make sure guys to subscribe, like, and also share this video with your friends and family, and see you on the next episode.